There aren't many superheroes that can be recognized by their icon without any other visual. And obviously, the reason that Superman falls into this category is he was the original superhero. Well, I mean, unless you want to count the Scarlet Pimpernel or Robin Hood or, something like that. But Superman has come into our life as apparently a Fortnite skin. That's a thing? Okay, well, on this channel we tend to focus on action figures and collectibles, and that's why today we're talking about Superman action figures and collectibles, and the mystery wrapped in an enigma that is why Superman has a tough time maintaining a retail presence. I mean, the name Superman alone can be used as a generic name for the entire superhero genre, hence this bootleg toy of Superman Earth Protector toys. And obviously there are fans of Superman who collect Superman toys, and there's no lack of Superman toys. I'm not saying at all they don't perform well. Superman sells very, very well, obviously. I mean, especially compared to, oh, I don't know, Dr. Fate or something like that. Oh, now the Dr. Fate people are on me. He's popular. I'm not saying he's not popular. What I'm saying is, inherent to who Superman is, to his DNA, he does not maintain the toyetic qualities needed to keep a retail presence. All right, I know that was a little bit out there. I suppose what it is that you have to understand the DNA of what makes up Superman, what makes Superman Superman. And I'm not talking about analyzing his Kryptonian blood. I'm talking about the brand. So things like colors is a perfect example. Superman has a color palette that is used for any kind of licensed product line. Well, you're a little limited with Superman. There's, of course, red, and there's the black suit, and you can have versions of that like the all-blue suit, or then there's the all-red suit. Beyond that, it's a little limiting. Batman, on the other hand, while he has a much darker palette, not as heroic at all as Superman's palette, which invokes very heroic, Batman has more license to, shall we say, color outside the palette than Superman does. And this isn't just a random coincidence or something, and it actually goes back to the very origins, well, I shouldn't say origins, but early storytelling of Batman. I'm talking, way back in the Golden Age. And because of that, it's been a springboard to introduce Batman in all sorts of fun and very toyetic, color palettes, ice and fire, and I don't know what the yellow one, maybe pee-pee. All right, well, it's because of this. I mean, not this toy set, but because of the storyline this toy set is based on, that Batman is allowed to, if you will, get away with all of this, for lack of a better Scooby-Doo-ish term. So back in Detective Comics in the 1940s, there was the Rainbow Batman. It was I'm not even going to go into the rationale behind the story, but it introduced the idea of Batman dressing up in different colors. And this became the impetus to do this toy. And you can check out the link to this video at the end of this one to learn how that Batman toy got made. Superman, unfortunately, doesn't have that story and that history. He's always pretty much worn the same colors. So it's why when you see a Superman line, you tend to see the same looking Superman over and over again, even if they're all completely newly tooled figures with different action features. You'll also notice most of Superman's features are around what he's packed in with, like giant things to hit, versus things on himself, like that clip on, if you will, or that shoot out of him. And to do a direct apples to apples comparison, let's look at the Batman Begins line, which was out at about the same time. This is all when I sort of first started at Mattel, where these two lines were what was being worked on. And you notice that Batman, while you get, of course, the traditional movie look, the accessories are a little different. Here you have a whole briefcase full of gadgets. Very cool, very toyetic. Or here you have pop-out wings. All things that are very design, toy, harmony, working together. So when a figure in the movie flies using his cape, that makes a great toy. Hence, it's a toyetic element. And Batman, because he has that sort of wide rope of colors, you see a lot more showing up. It's not just the traditional movie look, but you see, there's white Batman, and there's a very red Batman with a red cape. Superman, on the other hand, and it's not just that one line. I won't pick on Superman Returns, but any Superman line you're going to see, for the most part, is the same costume. Whereas Batman, over and over again, you're getting much different color schemes and the chance to introduce bright colors, even if the source material has Batman wearing dark colors. And he definitely never wore that red and black outfit in a movie. And even in a movie that Batman and Superman share. Again, Batman, bright orange laser shield, bright green somethings, I don't know. Superman, he's got his black outfit, his blue outfit, and his other blue outfit. All right, I know what you're saying. This proves nothing. You're showing us action figures. That's just one category. There are so many ways things can be toys, and you're absolutely right. And there's so many ways things can be Superman. Some for good, and some wind up not being as good. And that's exactly what it is. It's not just one category that Superman's inherent Supermanness sort of keeps him handicapped from being more toyetic. Batman, role play, and licensing opportunities. So, obviously, you can slap a Bat logo or a Superman logo on anything, like a pinball machine, but when you're dealing with role play, this is where Batman really excels. There are low-price role play, basically ninja stars that kids can throw, very aggressive play pattern. There is gear and belts and things that you can clip onto yourself. And there are the full mask, costume, gauntlet, boot, cape. There's even ways of getting guns or blasters into a Batman line, even though Batman is a no-gun hero, if you will. But creative solutions. What kid isn't going to see that as a Batman blaster, if you will? Versus Batman who would never pick up a pistol. And then, of course, the most important thing of all is that Batman has a mask and can hide his identity. So you can become Batman by putting the mask on. Superman just, has his glasses, I guess, that keep people from figuring out he's Clark Kent. Yeah, I never bought that. I don't think Lois did either. And that's a really, really important element because being able to put on the mask lets a child transform into the character. And Superman never wears a mask. I'm sure there's like one episode where he has. Someone will find it and put it in the comment section. All right, let's switch over then from Batman to looking at Superman in the same category. So role play, very important category for engaging kids in play. Superman's got his heat vision laser headgear. Yeah, I know. Not the same as putting on a cowl. And even if you're going to, the cape, hugely aspirational, absolutely. But beyond that, you're basically looking at putting an S on your shirt and, Superman flying hands to hold on to. Again, Superman's powers aren't visual. Although there's been some very innovative toys. My favorite, absolute favorite, is the Superman Inflato suit, which if you've never seen this, it is awesome. Kid just suddenly you hit a thing on the belt and it just pumps up with air instantly, and any kid can look just like Nicolas Cage and pretend he's going to make a Superman movie and wind up having to sell his Superman comics to pay the IRS and fulfill that core Superman fantasy that every child has. So yeah, awesome way to do that, but it's frustrating. It's tough for Superman. His visual powers, that doesn't really count. They tend to be limited to things like shooting laser beams, which, like the Cyclops X-Men thing, except his are blasting, not heat. Everyone always forgets that. Or, super breath. And let me tell you, if you've ever tried to make a action figure showing off super breath as the draw and the feature, yeah, let me tell you, it doesn't really always wind up the way you want it to. Or, I don't know, inherently probably shouldn't. The toy actually came with a cardboard cutout of Lex Luthor that Superman could blow over when you push the pump on his back. And then, hey, super breath in action figure form. But that's really the core of it right there. Compare that to things that Batman or even other superheroes do. Spider-Man, mask. Iron Man, mask. With Superman, the math just doesn't add up. He is absolutely the world's most popular superhero, most recognizable. You could, put that symbol on almost anything, and a lot of people have, both legally and illegally. But things like the color that Superman's more limited, or the fact that he doesn't have gadgets or even vehicles. I mean, Superman can fly; he doesn't need a car, even though he has had Superman cars or rocket ships in the past. But Batman's got everything. I mean, he's got 2 wheels, 4 wheels, no wheels. He's a gadget and vehicle-oriented superhero, so it's going to translate better. And it's I'm not going to say why is Batman the beta, because he's Batman. I said I wouldn't do that. All right. So while the bat math definitely makes sense and adds up, you can see why he's always at retail, evergreen. I mean, yes, there's absolutely Superman toys at retail. I mean, McFarlane's got them, Spin Master's got them, but you'll have to agree they're not as deep as the Batman toys, especially when you get outside of the action figure category. And it's basically because the chains that hold Superman back, they make him a great superhero, but it makes it tougher to translate into toy product because of who he is and how his powers work. I hope you enjoyed this look at the Man of Steel and how he gets transformed into a toy. Let me know your thoughts. What's your favorite Superman toy, both growing up and collecting now? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.